Okay, so welcome guys, welcome. This is gonna be the very first start of my vlog from the very. It's not gonna be from the very beginning, but it's going to be little chapters that I can remember. I'm gonna like take time and write down things that I think that like people will actually want to hear about. Because my brain is like from all the trauma and just more short-term memory loss and the weed smoking, like I can't piece together everything from the very like beginning, you know. So I can't find the book. Oh, that feels so good. Sorry, y'all. I just like undid like my style or whatever. So I forgot the notebook. I don't know where it's at, but it had like my ideas that I started jotting down for like things that would be interesting topics. And one of them I had was like I think it was how I ended up in homelessness, like how that even came to be a thing over the past year of 2020, the rest of 2024 leading into 2025. So, your girl was working, okay? Don't mind my ghetto-ness of this because I was outside, so I didn't want a regular mug, you feel me? So I had to take this outside. And having stability and kind of like a routine to having absolutely none of that. Like, no job, no roof over your head, no routine. Um, and back into my addiction lifestyle that I wasn't even trying to go back into, at least not that hard. So towards the end of 2020, not towards the end, but in the middle, like June, July, when I was getting ready to like turn 26, I was staying with a roommate, and he was becoming obsessed with me in a way. Like I didn't know that at the time. I thought we were just friends and we were just hanging out, and like eventually like I was helping him with his life because he had like disabilities and stuff. So I was like helping him do things that he couldn't do because his like family wouldn't teach him, whatever the case was. And so we got close. And at his job, he would tell people that we were a thing, that we were like dating, like he had me living there. Like I thought this boy, I didn't think he would lie like that. He told me before that he was a liar, like in the past, and like that was something he hated. But so he changed. But like then stuff starts coming out to light when I'm homeless that makes me think, oh, this boy's not as slow as he makes himself out to be, type stuff. So I was living with them and things were good. They were okay. Like it wasn't weird. It wasn't too weird yet. And if it was, I wasn't really like caring at the time because I was drinking, um, drinking a lot and stuff, and like trying to go to work and like not be depressed about the living situation I was in because it was like a complete downgrade and like I wasn't happy about having to move there completely. I did like my autonomy and having to be able to be like have my own space and be grown and not have like my mom tell me this and this and that. It made me feel like a kid, so that was great. But then like it led to me doing other shit that I didn't have no business doing. And so I ended up coming across this homeless boy, someone like our age, walking around shirtless, like always shirtless, fit, long brown curly hair. Like he was like gorgeous, straight gorgeous. And I caught him in the trash can one night while I was at Jersey Mike's working, and I was closing, and I saw him in the trash can with like a headlamp on, and he was apparently getting ready to like hit himself, like he was getting ready to like shoot himself up type shit, and I guess I didn't really notice because it was dark, and I'm like I'm lucky, like kind of blind, but like I asked him if he wanted a cookie or something like that, like if we like something I could just grab because once again we were closing, so like there was no sandwiches to make or whatever that I could make. And so when I offered it to him, he didn't even speak. He didn't say a word. Like he said absolutely nothing. He just looked at me and he's like, and like he went about his business. And so did I. And so I was just like, okay. So I'm offering him food because he's in the dumpster, but I'm guessing he's like, you'll later find out he was doing his own like thing of like sorts. So yeah. So over the time of me staying at Tony's, which was the guy, my roommate, who was like falling in love with me and like doing all that weird stuff, he lived in front of the community where like it's hidden, like where the homeless community is. There's like a secret path, and so I would see the homeless guy. His name was Cheddar Bob. I didn't know that at the time. I would see Cheddar Bob sitting, like sometimes I see him sitting like with some like other people and talking, or like I'll see usually see him on the go, like walking past the apartment because I'd be home playing like Fortnite and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing undone. Playing Fortnite and stuff, and he'd just be walking past, and like I'd immediately get up and jump up and like look to see like where's he going, where's he been, what does he do? Because I'm so curious like that, and I don't know why, but I've always been like that. And so we like watched each other for like months, mind you. And so eventually he had the balls to talk to me and ask me to come smoke a blunt with him because he noticed I smoke weed. And so I was like, sure. I was like, fine, whatever. I was like, this should be interesting because like I would drive by tent communities and stuff and like all that stuff. And I would low key be intrigued just because I'd be like, how, why, like, how did this happen? What happened? Like, I just have so many questions. And so I was like, sure. I was intrigued. I was like, let's give me time to talk to him and ask him what's going on and see if I can help him. Because immediately the cancer in me wants to just help, help, help. And so we smoked. I got off of work from Rudy Mike's because he asked me what time I got off and stuff, and he came by and like legit like kind of picked me up. Like he came to the job, walked with me and everything, and he didn't really talk much. He didn't talk at all, really. He just kind of was like observant of me because he probably was wondering. You know, he told me eventually that he was wondering like what was my deal, like why was I trying to hang out with a homeless man, like why is this bad bitch trying to come hang out with me and why does she care to, like what's going on, like this must be a setup, she must be the feds. But still he came. So yeah, he was hanging out. We hung out at the apartment. I played Fortnite. I was drinking a little bit, and I smoked his weed or whatever because we were struggling then. So I really needed it anyway. I think because like my roommate would be like trying to pay back debts and stuff, and that would kind of get in the way of our funds because I'd be using a lot of his funds. Look, okay, if somebody's willing to pay for stuff for you, are you really gonna tell them no? Especially if they get to like walk around and live with you and get to like see all of this like every day. Like you get to see all of this every day. I cook for you every day. Like I cook for him every night. I did all that stuff. So I kind of earned it. But yeah, so he came and we smoked and he didn't really talk too much. Talked a little bit. I let him shower and it was just like basically I ended up homeless because of this person. Because Tony walked in, saw Cheddar Bob, and when he saw Cheddar Bob and me like getting closer and closer, he wasn't feeling that. Like so he snapped and like was like trying to get like aggressive with me, and Cheddar Bob wasn't having it. And he stood up for me, which is something no one's ever did. Like no man's ever done. Like no one's ever had my back like that, and like physically had my back, and like to stand like on their own two toes trying to do that. So I was intrigued and I loved it, and I was like kind of turned on. And I was like, cool. So I'm not gonna be out here struggling because I was like, Tony doesn't like threaten to throw my stuff out, which he in fact did days later. Put my stuff outside, and Cheddar Bob was the one that helped me get it up, helped me like take it to my mom's apartment, helped me keep it safe. My mom was like what the hell's going on? And I'm like, dude, Tony done called my job, trying to say that he's my this and that. Like he's thinking he's like so jealous that he thinks that like, and he's so like not there that he's thinking that people care about the shit that is going on in our life, like at home. So he's telling them about like the fact that I had some random boy there, named his nickname was Tarzan too, because he's like he looks like Tarzan and he's like in the jungle and he never wears clothes. And he basically raised himself. So there's that. So like he was telling them about that and stuff, just telling all my personal business to my job, mind you. So yeah, that's how I ended up homeless. Actually, it was quite insane because I've never been street homeless. Like on the streets, I've always been like, not always. Ooh, excuse me. No, I've the last two times I ever was in my truck, and then the last time was in like a Ford Focus. But it wasn't for long. It's always been like months at a time. But this last time was a whole year because I was out there, like I was like committed. Like I had com- completely convinced myself that that was the end. There was nothing else. Completely convinced myself that that was the end. There was nothing else. Like there was no point in like trying to be a better person, be anything else. Like I went completely off socials, stopped modeling, stopped like I just became a no one. I became nothing over a short period of time. And like the year went by so fast because when you're out there in the wilderness, like, and you're like with someone every fucking day, like the experiences, the trauma you go through, all that stuff, like kind of adds up really fast, and it feels like you've been together a lifetime. Especially in the woods, there's something creepy out there in the woods. Like, there's a certain energy when you're out there. It just makes you like, I don't know. That's something I gotta get into. But there's definitely spirits out there. It's like entities. It's like And then you add the dope on top of it. You add dope on top of all these fucked up people and like the fucked up situations and the woods and the bad things that's happened there over the years. Like, I literally know someone that killed themselves over the relationship I had with someone out there because they were so obsessed with them and it was never going to happen. And like, they were already dying. So, but that's a story for another time. So, this seemed like it was going to be super long. I thought it would be so dumb long, but since I'm breaking it up in chapters, maybe it won't be. But yeah, that's kind of well. I also kind of left out how I ended up homeless enough to not even go back to my mom's. So I was using. I think I mentioned that I was using at Tony's. I started using dope at the time, my drug of choice, and on top of like all the drama and stuff, it was just a lot. And like I didn't want to go back home. I didn't want to face it to my mom, to my family. And then like I knew Cheddar Bob wasn't going to be allowed. Like I knew his presence and like his like the stigma around him and everything involved with him. My mom would never accept him. So I was trying to give him a whole nother. I was trying to do something different. I never dated another addict who was like this far gone. Like this was my rock bottom. Like this homelessness, that was my rock bottom. Like it wasn't the rehab stint I did before and like the situation beforehand like I thought it was because even then I had reservations. But like now I feel completely different. I feel completely different and even if I don't, I know I'll get there because I'm trying to get there because I don't want to go through that shit again. Like I was homeless all the way from here in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, from to Arkansas to Atlanta and then back to Texas. So stay tuned if you want to get the deets on that. Admitted, like I have